Sometimes the smallest person on the plane is the one who changes the altitude for everyone. You know what I mean? There are days when the wisdom that cracks open the sky doesn't wear a tie or heels or anything close to business attire. Sometimes it's in sneakers and clutching a notebook, sitting somewhere back in economy, where the world rarely thinks to listen. I'm telling you, this Tuesday morning flight out of New York, it started just like 100 others, everyone minding their own business, hoping for a little quiet, some legroom, maybe a good movie, but it ended with a 12-year-old girl rewriting the future of a billion-dollar company using nothing but 7 languages, a sharp eye for truth, and the guts to speak up when it mattered most. So here's how it went down. Ethan Cole. Yeah, that Ethan Cole, the tech global guy, tech suit, platinum watch, the kind of success you can smell before you see boards first, slides into 2A with that practiced grace of a man who's paid a little extra to never be told, please move your seat forward. His mind's full of contracts, international deals, projections on a sleek tablet's got Europe on the line, expansion talks, every second scheduled. Behind him, miles from those quiet, leather seats, Rachel Moore is wrangling her carry-on into the overhead with the precision of a mom who knows every cent counts. Single, exhausted, but unbreakable. She's the kind who works double shifts at the hospital, barely making ends meet, but always makes sure her daughter Lily gets a shot at something bigger. And there's Lily at 12, eyes like dusk, chin stubborn enough to split a diamond. She's hunched over her language app, earbuds in, flipping through English, Spanish, French, German, Italian, Korean, Mandarin, each word a ticket out, a way to see the world, a promise that she won't get left behind. Next to them, Mrs. Grant, old enough to have seen history repeat, retired translator, sees Lily and knows immediately that the world is about to be surprised by someone no one's watching. Flight takes off, city drops away, and you'd think all that tension would stay strapped in with the seat belts, but turbulence is funny. It isn't always weather. Sometimes it's just human nature coming loose at the seams. A couple hours in, Rachel's hand slips reaching for her water bottle, nothing dramatic. Just a tired mom on a long flight. Bottle bumps, rolls, and because the universe has a sense of humor, splashes across the aisle, just enough to land on the tip of a man's shiny Italian shoes. You could have heard a pin drop. This guy, 14, turns it into a performance. Loud, angry, voice slicing the comm like a box cutter, making sure everyone knows how much his shoes cost, how little he thinks of anyone not in business class. Rachel is shrinking, apologizing, years of being told she doesn't belong boiling over again. And here's where it flips. Lily, cool as you like, pops out an answer in perfect Italian. No raising her voice, just laying it down. Her mom apologized, accidents happen, real gentlemen accept that. Cabin freezes. The man looks like he's about to demand a birth certificate and a Nobel Prize from a kid who just told him, politely, to sit down and think about his life choices. People start to watch. Even Ethan, who's got a deal worth millions riding on his phone, actually puts the thing down and listens. He gets enough Italian to know this isn't just smart, it's diplomatic. It's grace under pressure. It's the kind of poise people pay consultants a fortune to fake for 10 minutes in a boardroom. And what really gets him, this kid isn't flexing for attention. She's using her gift to defend her mom, to keep a stranger from turning a bad day into a worse memory. Mrs. Grant leans over, whispers to Rachel that sometimes the oldest truths come out of the youngest mouths. And just like that, the air shifts, dignity comes flooding back into the economy cabin, and 14C mumbles himself into silence. Ethan can't shake it. He's used to negotiating with sharks, used to people caving under pressure, but Lily's calm just rewrote the rules. So, yeah, he does something unthinkable, leaves first class, walks back, asks if he can sit a while, listen to Lily work through her notebook. Rachel, protective as ever, is wary. But Ethan's not offering charity. He's genuinely curious, asking real questions, trying to learn something no boardroom ever taught him. Lily's got discipline, too. 2 hours of language every morning, another at night, and she's not doing it for gold stars. She wants to help people like Mrs. Gonzalez at the hospital, whose grandma won't talk to doctors because, in her culture, illness is shame. Lily wants words that open doors, not just pass tests. Ethan sees it. This is how you change lives, not just by building apps or platforms, but by making sure the people who need a voice actually get one. Then comes the twist. Ethan's phone rings. European deals blowing up. Translation errors, legal minefields. They're on the hook for millions if they sign the wrong contract. And Lily, this kid who's supposed to be worrying about middle school, hears the details and says, "Excuse me, but that's not a translation mistake. That's sabotage." She explains in German exactly where the contract went wrong. Mrs. Grant backs her up. This kind of error doesn't happen by accident. Not in German law. Ethan is stunned. His experts missed it. His whole team missed it. But Lily, from the back of economy, picks it apart in minutes. Ethan asks no, pleads can she help tomorrow at the meeting? Rachel is torn. Every instinct says protect your kid, but Lily just reminds her using your voice matters, even when you're scared. Mrs. Grant, steady and wise, assures her this isn't exploitation, it's an invitation to something bigger, a chance to do good that's too rare to pass up. Next day, in the skyscraper conference room, the air's thick with expectation. Ethan introduces Rachel and Lily as consultants, and even the Germans respect the move finally. Some Americans who get that words have weight. The meeting begins. Everyone's tense, but Lily, sitting quietly, shakes her head. The sabotage is still there. Ethan stops the show, asks Lily to read aloud. She does flawless, precise, no fear. When she finishes, the German partners go pale. Sandra, the legal director, checks the text herself, admits it. This is deliberate. This is almost corporate espionage. Room explodes accusations, panic, reputations on the line. But through the noise, Lily just stands there, watching. By the end of the day, with the contracts finally fixed, the deal gets signed. No one forgets who saved it. Afterward, Ethan sits down with Rachel and Lily. He asks what drove them, why all the languages, why all the effort. Rachel talks about being silenced as a young, single mom. Lily explains simply, if I can speak for mom, people have to listen. Ethan offers them both jobs, real ones. Rachel to help fix healthcare communication, Lily as chief innovation consultant, shaping how language gets taught to millions. They hesitate too many promises have been broken before, but Ethan says, honestly, that it's not about charity, it's about finally listening to voices that have been ignored for too long. Lily says she'll do it, but only if the program reaches the kids who need it most, the ones without resources, who use language not for fun, but for survival. Ethan agrees, and that's how, 6 months later, Voices Bridge launches in 12 countries, changing lives not just for business travelers and tech moguls, but for every kid who ever needed a voice in the room. And that's the story how a 12-year-old in economy class changed the fate of a global company and reminded everyone that courage isn't about who shouts the loudest, but about who dares to speak up when it matters most. So, what about you when your moment comes? Will you speak up or stay quiet? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about whose voices really matter and what we owe the people brave enough to use them.